Guys, hello, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Geneva. This is Geneva in General. Yes, as you can see, I'm back in the massive big bathtub here in my hotel in Las Vegas. Okay, I'm in my last night of Las Vegas. It's a very eerie feeling out here. I want to talk a little bit about that later, probably in like a YouTube Shorts video. But guys, I want to talk about how the Minnesota Lynx just defeated the Phoenix Mercury in Game 1 of the best out of 5 semifinals series in this current 2025 WNBA season. Okay, first of all, when this game was going on, I was still physically at the Las Vegas Aces versus Indiana Fever game, okay? And of course, I had missed the Minnesota Lynx game in the beginning. So just now, hours later, I took a nap, went to In-N-Out Burger, we did some more sightseeing. So exhausted, guys. Again, I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about my experiences here in Vegas and like the energy that people will be telling me about. But let's talk about how, first of all, I saw it for the Minnesota Lynx. I'm like, listen, now the Mercury may have gotten somewhat lucky when it came to them defeating the New York Liberty in the playoff series, but I'm like, they're gonna need more than just luck to beat the Minnesota Lynx. Okay, even though DJ Carrington is out, okay, they do have some injured players and pieces on that chessboard for the Minnesota Lynx. The Minnesota Lynx is, I mean, they're ranked number one, the most powerful and most skilled team in the league for a reason. And people were talking about, like, it's game one in the series, but it's not throughout the semifinal series, but through the final series. Make them charge the Phee, okay? Phee, as in Phee, not Fee, okay? And that's what they did. Because even though throughout this entire game, it wasn't until the third quarter where the freaking Minnesota Lynx put their hands up and started fighting back. Okay, the Phoenix Mercury was in charge. They were controlling things for the majority of this game. Again, even though Napheesa Collier appeared to be somewhat struggling, specifically, like I believe in the second quarter, she didn't make any field goals. She was 0 for 4, and out of her 4 attempts, she didn't make Nathaniel, not nothing, not nada. Okay, not nada, not Prada. Napheesa Collier was kind of somewhat struggling in this game. She still managed to almost have a double-double, okay? So it's really real. But god dang, if it was Alyssa Thomas, Kalia Copper, Satu Sabali, and even I'll give it to Sammy Whitcomb, they are, specifically in this game, right, earlier today, they were very aggressive with the Minnesota Lynx. Again, we weren't tied with them. The Minnesota Lynx did not get tied with the Phoenix Mercury until the end, towards the end of the third quarter. Guys, again, the Minnesota Lynx managed to come out on top, okay, in a blowout game, a 13-point loss for the Phoenix Mercury. The Lynx ended this game with 82 points compared to the Phoenix Mercury's 69 points. Let's talk about the individual player statistics, okay? Let's start with the losers. Let's talk about the Mercury first. Satu Sabali, sorry guys, like my legs are trying to like stretch out in here. Satu Sabali put up 10 points. She had 3 assists, 6 rebounds. Alyssa Thomas had 18 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. Natasha Mack had 6 points, 0 assists, 3 rebounds. Kalia Copper had 22 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. Kana Makani had 2 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound. Catherine Westbelt had 0 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. Sammy Whitcomb had 11 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Dewana Bonner had 0 points, 2 assists, and 9 rebounds. Now let's talk about the Minnesota Lynx individual player statistics. Bridget Carlton had 5 points, 3 assists, 8 rebounds. Now, Napheesa Collier, again, okay, she was struggling, but she was still managing to do what Phee does, okay, which is win. She almost got a double-double. She had 18 points, 2 assists, 9 rebounds. Alana Smith had 4 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. Courtney Williams, shout out to Courtney Williams, okay? Again, she has an issue, specifically in this season, with being consistent, her and her other half of the duo, the stud buds, being Atisha Heidemann. But Courtney Williams, guys, in tonight's game, she was the leading scorer of not just the Minnesota Lynx, but also the Phoenix Mercury. Courtney Williams had 23 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. Kayla McBride came in the clutch like she usually always does. She had 21 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds. Kulinikova had 4 points, 1 assist, 4 rebounds. Jessica Shepard had 2 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. Natisha Heidemann, girl, she played for 19 minutes. She had 5 points, 2 assists, and 0 rebounds. Now, again, this game was pretty physical, which it scares me, okay? Because, again, just last season, in the 2024 WNBA season, for the playoffs, it was the best 2 out of 3. And then in the semifinals, it was the best 3 out of 5. And then the finals, it was just the best 3 out of 5. This season, we're going 3 for 3. I mean, best 2 out of 3, best 3 out of 5, and best 5 out of 7. Yes, the finals will be a 7-game series. It's like this ain't the NBA. It's like the girls were tired. Throughout this game, people were getting injured. They were getting, I wouldn't say injured, they were getting hurt. They were taking a beating, they were giving out beatings, okay? In the first quarter, they didn't call a timeout. Okay, it was no fouls called until like the last 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes of that first quarter. Okay, in a 10-minute period, they keep going back and forth. It was a very highly energetic, highly competitive game. Okay, the Phoenix Mercury would score, the Minnesota Lynx would score. Mercury would score, Lynx would score. It kept going back and forth, back and forth. Even though they keep on, throwing them elbows like they had Leah Boston. Okay, shout out to her. There was no fouls called. There was no fouls being called until like the last 2 minutes of the game. Them girls looked freaking out of their minds, just exhausted. Even the announcers was like, "Yo, when are they gonna call a timeout, or when are they gonna just call a free throw shot?" Because the girls looked tired running up and down the court. We seen Natisha Heidemann in the third quarter, towards the end of the third quarter, might I add, take a right. She took an elbow to the face because of Alyssa Thomas. She threw her right elbow. Okay, so boom. Natisha Heidemann gets smashed up in the face. And then in the beginning of the fourth quarter, we see DeWanna Bonner swipe at her face. Like she was just so frustrated. It's like we seen Akani, the Phoenix Mercury, take a nasty fall. She kind of was like, she was hurt. She was in pain. Satu Sabli took a fall. She came up grasping for her lower back. I'm like, she was hurt. She was in pain. Everybody is in pain again. I'm just scared. Okay, we already lost Dejanay Carrington at the Minnesota Lynx for the remainder of this season. Okay, due to that, I believe it's her right foot. She has a fractured bone or something in her right foot. One of her foots, right? It's a lower leg injury in one of her feet. And it's like the fact that, again, this is going to be a best 3 out of 5 game series for the semifinals, and then come for the finals, it's the best 5 out of 7. That's a lot. That's brutal. And of course, like the time zones, it's not like you competing with the locals at your local YMCA or your gym. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally have to keep getting on a plane, going through like the airport and all that the semantics. It's like it's a lot. I know because I'm exhausted. Guys, I'm just a spectator. I flew here just yesterday afternoon. I came here to watch the Las Vegas Aces take on the Indiana Fever. I had one beer. I'm in the crowd screaming, hollering. I was exhausted, guys. I went to get me something to eat from In-N-Out Burger, drank a whole bunch of water. I still feel dehydrated. I don't know what it is about Vegas. I don't like it, how it's making me feel, okay? Sorry if you're hearing like some noise in the back. It's like the plumbing between the toilet and like the shower and everything. Sorry, guys. It's the best lighting I have here in the bathroom, so I just have to film here. It's like pitch black outside. It's about to be almost 9 p.m. here in Las Vegas. It's pitch black outside. And like, of course, the hotel rooms, lighting, it's like an ambience. It's like even in here, it's kind of dark. It's just weird. Okay, weird energy. But overall, again, the Minnesota Lynx remain poised. They have that grace in them. They have that experience. They remain calm. And shout out to Courtney Williams. Again, she was the leading scorer in tonight's game for both teams. In the third quarter and the fourth quarter, she came in clutch. She was putting up threes. She was making the mid-range shots that we love, straight from the heart, straight from her chest. And I believe she's the leading player in the WNBA when it comes to mid-range shots. I believe in this season alone, she made over 120 points from the mid-range points, from the mid-jumper. So again, shout out to Courtney Williams. Again, guys, things is getting real. Okay, the series is heating up for all 4 teams that are left remaining in this current 2025 WNBA season for the semifinals, trying to advance to the finals, trying to advance to that championship, that trophy, that ring. I just don't want nobody getting hurt, okay? Again, like a 7-series game to me, that's crazy. Let's just keep it best 3 out of 5. But guys, comment down below your thoughts on Afisa Collier and the Minnesota Lynx defeating Phoenix Mercury in Game 1 of the semifinal series. Comment down below.